Hey, welcome back. My phone rang while I was recording, so my apologies there. I didn't get to finish. So, like I was saying, at some point we got to take this, and I don't see an easy way to mitigate this. This may be a good time because we know we have the sellsword who can help us destroy ships and get fame points that way. And yes, I'm basically agreeing that for 4 turns I'm not going to be able to do anything. It's an interesting idea. I'm going to set it aside. This one, like I was in the middle of saying, is I want to pick this one if we somehow get an NPC that starts the game. We're just going to go full bounty mode on them, right? We're going to become a full-blown outlaw and just go ballistic on them. So I'm holding on to the right moment to do this. The missions one is a very interesting one. It is a 15-pointer, so it's going to be a longer game, as is this one. The other thing is this bonus, I don't know. It says once per game when you destroy an NPC ship, earn an extra fame point or double the money. Which is interesting because if we ever hire the sellsword and he destroys a ship, we get the fame point from that. So I do like the idea of this one. This one I think is just going to be hard. The selling and buying cargo. So I'm looking over at Neo Damascus there, and you can see that you can sell yellow cubes and buy blue cubes. I wish I remembered what was on Kempler. I think Kempler does let you buy yellow cubes, so you could theoretically do your own trade route between Kempler and Neo Damascus. This one I think is going to be tough. But we did take the upgrades that's going to help us. We get to buy extra cubes and sell for extra money. Earn 5 from titles. This one I think is just going to be a random crapshoot. And the 15 points there is all we can do. This is the one I'm really considering. So we'll set that there. Earn at least 7 from exploration tokens and or gates. We tried that one. This is where the NPC starts with 10 and we have to get to 20. So that one just seems so tough. And win on your first turn. So we have to get 5 victory points on our very first turn. I honestly don't know how I'm going to pull that off. I mean, if we looked at this situation here, I'd maybe be able to get one from the 2 exploration tokens. I'd be able to get a couple from the sifters, right? I would move to those sifters. And, you know, I can probably pick up 2 or 3 of them and bring them back, and then that would get me maybe 3 points. I can maybe even get 4 points doing that. Boy, that would be quite the... So let's think this through. Let's say I took a ship and I bought nothing but an engine for it. I would probably try to buy even a $2,000 engine, or maybe I'd buy the engine with a GTS. I would try to pick up those 2 damage tokens, or I'm sorry, exploration tokens, and then I would go and try to pick up the sifter. The thing is everything would have to go my way. I would have to not take damage here, and I would have to not take damage there, and then I would have to, I mean, I think I would have enough cargo space to take 3 sifter tokens to score 3 points. But I think I might even need to get a 4th one, right? So I'd have to somehow have the miraculous die rolls. So that's the thing. It just seems so... this campaign is hard. I cannot stress that enough. So I'm either going to destroy my ship 4 times, or I'm going to earn 5 points from sifting relic tokens. Or we're going to try to destroy the scoundrel, merchant, and enforcer at least once each. Which one should we do? I do have the sellsword. So my thoughts are, is with the sellsword, he would help me to destroy each of the ships. I don't even necessarily need to get a bounty if the sellsword does it all himself. The other two are just 10 pointers. You know what? I'm going to go for the sifting archaeological one just because we have the perfect setup for it. So let's just go with that and see how we do. Okay? So now we got to figure out our ship and then we're off to go. Now, one thing I can tell you, because we still have a lot of ships left. Or no, these are tier 2s. I'm sorry. These are the tier 2s. So for the tier 1s, there is a ship called the... Uh-oh. Oh, it must be a tier 2 ship. Oh, it is. It's a tier 2 ship. Okay, there's a tier 2 ship that comes with its own blaster. That's what it does. It just automatically comes with a blaster. It's the Sellsword Mk2 ship. And if you're going to be like Mr. Outlaw, you know, bang, bang, shoot, shoot, that is like the perfect tier 2 ship to take. But okay, so we got Puddle Jumper, which would let us recharge our energy. Not a bad idea. You may use weapon outfits as if they were engine outfits, or you can target any adjacent ship and then move along with them. That's interesting because I could actually use the Sellsword to move me. It's not a bad idea. We have to eventually take it for some reason. This one lets me move through planetary borders. I like this one, but I don't think I need it yet. I think that's more for when I'm an outlaw. And then Vagabond. I can collect cargo cubes from areas that don't normally have them. I think I want to do this one when I'm going to be the merchant. So I'm going to set those two aside. And it's either Puddle Jumper or Persistent Memory. And I'm going to choose Persistent Memory largely because I have to eventually choose it. I mean, it's for no other reason than that. And Puddle Jumper, I think, is just useful all around, being able to recharge energy. So I don't think I necessarily need that right now. So I'm going to take this one that costs an energy and lets me harpoon onto something, so that something can move me. And now I need to just find Persistent Memory is going to look like this, which is not a bad look. It's got 11 hold. We're going to start the game with 2,000 bucks. And for armed, 9 energy, which is a decent amount for a tier 1. And for sure we're going to buy, I believe, a level 1 engine. I don't think I can afford anything more than that. So this is going to be 1,000, and I'll loop it around like that. And I think for the other 1,000, I am... You know, because if we're going to be doing excavating, we're going to have to deal with a lot of damage. Dang it. I get so angry about some of this sometimes. Frustrated is the right word, not angry. Frustrated. I want to get a GTS, which costs 1,000. I want to get this, which costs 1,000, but I have to have a shield first, which also costs 1,000. I'm going to hand in those 2 tokens to get 2,000, one of which is going to be used to hire the Sellsword. I would have 1,000 left over. Okay, so I'm going to get a shield. One of these D6 shields, and we're going to put right there, like so. Okay, so that's going to be our ship, and I'll move it a little bit out of the way. My 2,000 is good and spent, and man, oh man, isn't it going to be nice if I start the game with 4,000 money? So that's going to be our next upgrade, by the way. We've been painfully taking these 2 upgrades, which haven't helped us, so we can get the plus 2,000 starting credits for the rest of the campaign. And that means I'll be starting with 4,000 from here on out. And that's one of the reasons, like if I'm going to go start shooting other ships or NPCs, you know, I have to buy a shield, a missile, a blaster. I mean, there's other things to buy, right? So that 2,000 is going to help me. This branch here, the 2,000 discount on ships is nice, but I just don't know if I'm ever going to go down that path. The impulse is nice. The engines are way nice. I think the upgrade to our shields, missiles, and blasters is going to be super helpful. And then the mission rolls will be helpful. So there's a lot of very helpful stuff still to get. But for this round, I'm pretty confident I'm taking the plus 2,000 starting money, no matter if I win or lose. So off we go. Okay, we're ready. So we are going to spawn. Oh, I gotta find our ship. Give me a second. What does our ship look like? I'm not readily finding it. Persistent memory. Boy, I'm having a hard time. Oh, here we go. This is it right here. That's persistent memory. Okay, we have to start on a spawn location, and I totally screwed the pooch on this. The only other spawn location is that planet way down there. Oh my gosh, I was a doofus. Okay, well, we're starting way down here. I totally forgot I don't start on the kiln. Well, and I can't start on the smuggler's den because that's where the NPC starts. It is occupado. I do think, could I have started there and then the NPC just starts next to me? Let's check. And how many fame points? We need 10 to win this one. Spawn tier 1 ship on any spawn point of your choice, then spawn NPCs. Okay, so I don't have to do that. I'm allowed to start right here, and then I can just spawn the sellsword right next to me, like that. Because the sellsword's not going to go to the other one. He's going to spawn on that tile. I just basically bumped him one. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to do action, Jackson, oh, wrong side. Let's get an engine going here. Remember, we get a +1. So that is going to be a 7. And that's perfect because we want to get some progress tiles here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. You know, so that's going to be an asteroid field check. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how we're going to move. Okay, so it's perfect. It was actually a perfect roll. So this one, I'm going to take that, but I got to roll the D20 first. Here it is. And I know it went off the screen, dragging it in. It is a 19. So it was an excellent roll. Too bad it wasn't a 20. So we took no damage. And then this flips over, and we actually got 5 more movement points, which I don't think we're going to use, unfortunately. And then we get the other one, which is instant boost to our energy, which also we're not going to use. So that stinks. I am going to exchange them both and get 2,000 bucks. Now I do have 5 more movement points. So could I go 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, I need 6. That's my problem. You know what I could have done is after I picked this one up, instead of spending my last movement point to go there, I can go 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. That's what I'm going to do. So after I picked this up, I got my 2,000 bucks, and then I'm going to hire him for 1. Or no, he's in action. Never mind. I would have to stop to do that action. I'm not going to do that. We're going to sift. So let's sift. Okay, so the sifting rules are pretty simple. 1 through 10 is going to cause ice damage, and then 11 through 20 lets me grab a sifting token. So I rolled a 4, which of course is a bunch of crap. So I can take the ice damage, and I will. I'm going to take 4 ice damage, because I can get rid of that on the kiln. All right, so we're going to try again. And I rolled a 19. So I do get a sifter. Oh, I can't take the ice damage. Never mind. Let me do a shield. That was a 6, which does remove the ice damage. So that was one of my shields. just so you know, I was spending 1 on the shield. And the reason I can't take the ice damage is I need the room for my sifters. I wasn't thinking about that, so my apologies there. I could put an ice on this, but I didn't want to. Okay, so the next one, we still have 2 more action discs. So we're gonna go ahead and try to get another sifter. And I got a 19 again. Holy buckets, I'm just flirting with that 20. So we're gonna take a second one, and it's gonna go there. And I still have 2 more actions, so I'm gonna spend a D6. And I rolled a 2 plus 1 is a 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna spend $1,000 and hire the sellsword. So sellsword is ours. Okay, that part is done. And then the sellsword actually gets the $1,000 on him. Okay, and then I'm going to do my last action. And I rolled a 1, which is not enough, but we got an impulse drive. So we're gonna go land on the kiln, okay? And I'm gonna land on the kiln where the mission is. So several things here. We're gonna grab mission cards. This one, of course, not as helpful. Fly to where the gate is, which we do have one not too far from us. Load these on our hold, and then basically they're going to try to jettison them. And we gain 2,000 for each cargo that was not jettisoned. Yeah, so I'm going to give 3 to them. And so none of them were jettisoned because I didn't jettison them. But then the AI is going to jettison them, so they get +2 to their die roll. So if I put 3 of them on my ship, I'll get $6,000 for it. But then the AI is going to get a +6 to its die roll. So we both get something out of the deal. I'm going to take this one, and let's see how that turns out for us. Okay, and then we got 2 siftings to do, and I'm taking the fame points because that's the only way I win this scenario. So it doesn't matter what they say. Like this is, see, look at this. I can take a fame point, or I get $2,000 and an M-Comp, a mission computer. This one is $2,000 and a GTS. I mean, my gosh, and what that is that's $3,000 worth of stuff. Otherwise, I'm taking 2 fame points, and I have to do that because that's the mission I'm on. But this excavation thing, it's worth doing. So I just scored 2 points, 1 and 2, and we are off and away. And I need to get at least 3 more from that way. So I have to draw an event now. And so we got the Cinderbeard. Randomly select a tier 3 ship to become the outlaw NPC Cinderbeard. It cannot be purchased by players. Roll a d20 to determine spawn point as usual. Cinderbeard has the same NPC pattern as a scoundrel, except he attacks with 2 d12 blasters and has no shields. He takes 15 damage to destroy, moves 12 spaces, flees 10, and +3 when destroyed by a player. That's actually pretty awesome. He's a pirate lord. So does he have a bounty on him? He does not. Same NPC pattern as this scoundrel. So I'm going to assume he starts with a $2,000 bounty. Or does it just mean he follows the same AI? That's a question nobody knows. All right, but it's going to be a tier 3 ship. And I'm going to assume that in this case, it's not counting as me playing as a ship. So I'm going to roll. I rolled a 7, which I don't think is, I got to get a 1 through a 6. So I rolled a 2. And the reason I did that is, here's the tier 3 ships. And I think you're going to see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I just remembered. So the Manchester is the one that's going to be the pirate ship. I'm not going to remove the cards or anything because it's not like we get to take the ship for ourselves. But the Manchester is the culprit here. And so this is the Manchester. Now we're supposed to roll for where he spawns. So let's do that. I rolled a 7. So he's spawning right here next to us. The other spawn point at Neo Damascus was a 1. And anytime you don't match the number, you go up first and then down. So this is going to go all the way up to 20 before it goes down to 1. So for sure, he was spawning right next to us. Okay, so this does get a little problematic for us. So now we have to take the scoundrel AI, and he's going to use the same AI as the scoundrel. So we just have to roll a die and see what that AI is going to be. Now, I found one of the scoundrel cards here. I can't find the other one. So give me a second while I try to figure this out. These two are the enforcer. These two are the merchant. What the heck did I do with the scoundrel one? And it's whatever we used in the last game. I just, for whatever reason, I'm not finding that. So in other words, when I cleaned up, I cleaned up improperly. I see the solo setup. I see the NPC stats. Here's my ability, the solo round summary. I'm feeling quite dumb right now for not having the location of this. What on earth? Oh, here it is. It fell off to the floor. Okay, so there we go. And while I was in the middle of panicking there, I realized something else I didn't do. Yes. So we're going to keep that suspense there, and we're going to roll for purple. And then blue. Then orange. That was for pink. And then green. All right, I know that looks sloppy, but it is done. Okay. So his AI, and this is going to be the scoundrels when the scoundrel spawns. They're going to both share the same AI. Is hateful. Why? Okay, it's hateful. Gotta love it. So it's gonna attack us nonstop. All right, we are in the kiln. We filtered twice. We took a mission. I really have no actions left. I even used my impulse drive, if you remember. I just forgot to flip this over. And I have $1,000, so I can at least buy, and I am gonna spend it, and we're gonna buy a Enviro Shield for here. I would love to buy a GTS, but we got to get the Enviro Shield first. And so we are going to rest here, and everything comes on. Now, this ship can come after us. I believe it can fly into the kiln, because the kiln is like its own little area, right? I believe it can fly into the kiln and get us. But we must first start with the our sellsword. So our sellsword is going to try to protect us and attack him first. Now, the event card says that he has no shields. So the sellsword's going to roll his d6 twice. 6 damage, 5 damage. That's 11 out of the 15 damage on this guy. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. We're going to use the ice damage as 5s. So he's currently on 11 damage, like that. And I'm just going to put that on the event card. All right, so he gets to go now. Now, before that happened, we were supposed to actually draw a tile. Now, I did have this plan that I was going to draw tiles this way to make the merchant go as far as possible. But per the rules, I have to draw here first because this is a 3-sided area and nowhere else is. So let's just hope that's not Kemplar. And it's not, it's the Tigress gate. And I forgot to match, we're gonna match this little shuffleboard here. So where's the shuffleboard symbol? It's sort of hidden. And we're gonna do it like so. Okay, so this gate we've never seen before, but it works. It doesn't work like any other gate. What it does is it's malfunctioning. So you can use the gate, and it's a fame point for the first player to use it, and it's different than the other gate, which is also worth a fame point. So you can actually get 2 fame points out of this. This gate, basically, you're just going to roll a d20 and go to a spawn location, whereas the other gate, you're actually moving between gates. So even though these are two gates, they don't go to each other, okay? So it's actually pretty slick, and it's a nice way to get a fame point. And with the way this shaped up for us, we actually have a nice, cool path straight through the middle here. Also, this mission here counts towards the mission at a gate. So we can do all kinds of cool stuff with that. All right, so now our sellsword did the damage, and now he's going to go, and he is going to fly into the kiln. So I'm just going to put him on one of the spots inside the kiln, and he is going to attack us with 2d12. So off we go. 7 damage, and 2 more for 9. Now, why did I not declare shields before he did that? If you are paying attention, and I actually applaud you if you were, we won last mission, and the reward for that is we get to block all damage once per game. So I'm going to go ahead and use it right away. So we blocked all of his damage, and I'm banking on the fact that the sellsword's going to destroy him next turn. Now, the event card says he has a flee of 10 spaces. So what he's going to do is he attacks it and he flees. So he's going to run away 10 spaces. So actually, if I was smart with the sellsword, I would have moved around like this to attack him, because I knew that he was going to flee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he fleed all the way out to there. And his movement is 12. Okay, so he could theoretically catch us again. All right, so now the AI is going to roll. And if we roll 1, 2, or 3, they score nothing. And I rolled a 13. They scored 1 point. So we are winning 2-1 right now. Okay, first question on the table is, can the sellsword catch him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The answer is yes. So I feel very confident that a pirate with no shields is going to be dead by the end of this turn. So we're going to try to get our sifting. Should we try to do our sifting, or should we try to do our quest? We're going to try to do the sifting. So let's do an action on our engine. And here's the engine roll. We got a 5. So that's pretty easy. We're going to come out and land here. We're not going to do anything special. We're going to go straight for the sifting. Okay, so I need to get a little bit lucky with my roll here. I do have some shields, but I don't want to have to use them. And I know this is off camera, dragging it over. It's a 17. So I did get lucky with the first one. So we're going to put that on. And then we're going to try again and get the last one. And that's a 5. So I now have an Enviro shield. So we're going to block it. I don't even have to roll. Okay, it just automatically blocks. So let's try one more time. And I got a 13. This is perfect game so far. We're doing fantastic. So I got my 2 sifters. And what I'm going to try to do now is go complete this quest and then go back to the kiln, because I've sustained no damage so far. So, and I do have 2 more actions. So we're going to put an action on there, and let's roll. And I got a 7. That's perfect. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at the mission point. I'm going to pick up 3 pink cubes. And that does lock me into this mission. If I ever were to discard this mission now, I have to do the penalty here at the bottom. So this is, I'm committed. And then my last one is 7, and I'm going to take the gate. And by taking the gate, we're going to score a fame point. So I go up to here. Let me take the gate first. I rolled an 8. So remember, we go up. And there's only 3 spawn points on the map. That one up there is a 1. That's a 19, and that's an 18. So we spawn right next to the kiln. Now, if you're thinking that that was pure luck, no, it wasn't. I saw that from the beginning when we were having the conversation about the pirate spawning. That's what made me realize I have a perfect opportunity to go get a gate, score a point, and then I'm going to have a real high chance that I'm going to spawn right next to the kiln. Now, I did go into the kiln, and I forgot to do this last game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, would I have had enough movement points to get there? The answer is no. So I'm going to just use an action on my engine to compensate for the fact that I wasn't able to move straight to the sifter, because I would have started from here, not from there, okay? So I have nothing left but my impulse drive right now. And before I realized that mistake, I did have an action left. Okay, so I'm carrying the cubes, and we have to draw a title. Menace, attack 2 ships in 1 turn. We might be able to do this. It's a fame point. I think this is something we would do at the end just to try to win the game. And but anyways, with the sellsword, this is very possible. We just have to get another NPC out on the board. You can't attack the kiln, by the way. The comet can destroy it, but nothing else can. Okay, so that's done. And so I do have to draw the tile. And here's what stinks. Look at what has 3 sides now. It's my plan to keep the merchant far away from Neo-Damascus is backfiring on me, because look at what's moving towards Neo-Damascus. Oh my gosh. All right, so we got another dead world. And do you know how important this is? This is the square. We're going to match the square. This is super important. Do you know why? Because we need 5 points from sifting, because we chose the archaeology. And so this is a perfect start to the game. Right here, we only need 1 of these 3 tiles to get our 5th point, because I'm carrying 2 in my cargo hold right now. So that is fantastic. Okay, but it does mean, though, that Kepler is going to spawn right here next to the freaking planet. When I went through all this trouble to try to keep it far away, I did not realize that by putting the smuggler's den here, that I was creating that phenomenon. I did not think through what I was doing. So, stupid Jeff. I'm way ahead of myself. I apologize. I shouldn't have drawn that yet. I still had an impulse, which I would have used to get back to the kiln. So I'm back in the kiln on the mission space. And so let's, before I forget, move the kiln. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got a lot of things to do. First of all, I'm handing this in for $6,000. And that does mean, though, that these 3 cubes are going to be adding +6 to the NPC roll, because the NPC is just going to spit it out. All right, but I get $6,000, and that's the huge part. All right, and I am going to hand in 2 more sifting tokens. Doesn't matter what they say, I'm going for the fame points. This one would have been $3,000 and $3,000. So it always seems like $3,000 on the other side. So we're going to score 2 more points. Look at how wonderful this is. I have 4 out of my 5 points that I need. And, whoops. I'm already halfway to winning the game. Now another event is coming out. While this card in play, if the Enforcer NPC is not being used in this game, draw a new event. The Enforcer now takes 2 turns in a row instead of 1 and rolls an additional die when attacking. So good thing we're not an outlaw. But that is, we are playing the NPC, he just hasn't come out yet. So Now, I have a really nice lead, but by adding 6 points to his die roll, he has the ability to jump 3 points on us, and quite easily. So that lead's not necessarily going to get us far. However, I have $6,000 and I'm at the kiln. I'm not supposed to know that Dead World spawned yet, by the way. I got ahead of myself, and please accept my apology there. But that's not changing anything. We're going to a tier 2 ship. That's what I was going to do, and that's going to score me another fame point and put me up to 6. And so another title's coming out, and this one is have a bounty of 5,000 or higher. And that's another potential way to help us win. Okay, so now we got to find a tier 2 ship. And I have a feeling that whatever one we pick is not necessarily going to stay with us long. So the Lone Drifter, here, they all have 2 skills. So we need to sort of match them up here. The Lone Drifter, you can spend energy to move after every player's turn. Or after you take a buy action, move up to 3 spaces. This is good for a merchant. So we're going to hold on to that one. The Krembler, spend 2 energy to heal your ship from damage, or spend 2 movement to repair a damage as a minor action. I like that one, but I don't know if I need that right now. I'm going to just set that to the side. Bitter Karma. Target all adjacent ships to which you have line of sight. Spend 2 energy, and basically you do like a damage to them. Or when your ship respawns, you start with 0 damage and choose your spawn point. At the start of your turn, you may self-destruct your ship, respawn immediately, and continue with your turn normally. Oh my gosh! That's our ticket for the die 4 times! This is it! Bitter Karma. Okay, we got to save this for that. So basically the strategy with that one, oh my gosh, see, it pays to read cards, doesn't it? We have that mission where you have to die 4 times. At the start of your turn, you can self-destruct, respawn immediately, and continue with your turn. So you don't even lose your turn. And you don't even take damage when you respawn. This is perfect for the solo campaign. We gotta save that one. Okay, Occam's Razor. Target a ship up to 8 spaces away with line of sight. Spend 2 energy and basically get to damage it. These options don't really work against NPCs. I think you just do your regular damage. And then over here, pay 0 energy to arm markers with weapons. When you're within 1 sector of a star and use a blaster, +1 to each activation, gain 1 energy. Okay, this is good for fighty fights. And then we have Skimmer, which does not have another card. So Skimmer, Mock Horror, and Gaiden seem to have their own cards. Spend 2 energy to place your ship on an adjacent asteroid, ice asteroid, or debris space. And you don't have to roll. That's the big thing. So this allows you to move between asteroids safely. That's actually not bad at all. While an outlaw, you may use lawful planets. That's pretty interesting. And when you upgrade your ship, you keep your bounty, which is true in a solitaire game anyway, so that's not a special rule. When you have a bounty of 4,000 or greater, you get a $1,000 discount on all these things. Ooh, that is really nice. And then Gaiden. When you would take damage, reduce the damage by 1 or reduce it by 3 instead if it's combat. That's also pretty cool. Why don't I have a second skill for these? I know the Missions and Power deck came with stuff, but apparently these 3 ships only have 1 power. Oh, I know why. These 3 came with the expansion. So they only have 1 power. And I think the Missions and Powers only added extra powers for the non-expansion ships, which is a bit of a bummer. Now, I'm also concerned about something else. Where's that ship that comes with the free blaster? It's the RKS blaster. There's a ship that comes with it. Oh, right here. Oh, what am I doing? Here's the second Gaiden skill. I'm really smoking it today. So this one lets you dodge damage. So there you go. This is a nice damage dodger. The Mock Horror has that outlaw ability, or here, you can make an attack action on another player's or NPC's turn. So not as useful in a solitaire game. So this is very helpful. And then here's the one I was talking about. This one came with the MK2 kit, and it's by itself. The Void Wasp should not have another skill card. If you take the Void Wasp, you're getting the RK5 blaster, and it stays with you with every upgrade. Now the RK5 blaster is a single action, but it's 2d6 rolls. So it's not bad at all. We definitely want this when we're ready to be an attacker. And then this one with the micro jump has the skimmer. While in normal space, you may move the recall token to your current space, even if the recall token is currently placed elsewhere. And so what you can do is spend 2 energy to put this recall token on that space. And move the recall token to your current, even if the recall token is currently placed elsewhere. So what you can do is, oh, okay. So you place the recall token somewhere where you are now, and then as you fly away, farther and further away, you can then roll a die here, and if you succeed, depending on how many sectors away it is, you instantly teleport back. So this is fantastic. I remember using this as a merchant because you could, go buy cubes and then instantly teleport back and then deliver them, right? So you're basically cutting your route short. Okay, we have to pick one. And I'm sorry I'm taking up so much time here. And whatever one we pick, we're never going to be able to use again. And I think the one I'm going to pick is this one, the skimmer. I want to win, and I think the skimmer is going to help me to move around the map quick. So let's try this. And although this is really nice to be able to go through debris, but I'm going to do the skimmer ability here, this one, where we can put a recall token down. And I do have a recall token right here. And this ship will be out of the game. And so is persistent memory out of the game. And we got to just clean up our stuff. We do get to keep our equipment. And I will subtract money once I realize how much money it is. So persistent memory is out of the game, at least for now. And I need to find skimmer. All right, so skimmer looks like this. This is actually, he costs 5,000. So I'm going to spend 5 of my 6,000 to buy this ship. And in doing so, we get another fame point. We are, as they say, kicking the butt. So now I get to put my stuff out. And I'm going to put that there. And this like so. I don't necessarily have enough money to upgrade anything, but I do have 10 energy now, which is sweet. And we have $1,000. Our impulse is 3, so I'm happy with that. Okay, our turn is over. That was a lot of stuff that happened, but we are over. And we're going to do our sellsword now, because the sellsword always goes first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And as long as I get 3 points here, and I did, this guy's destroyed. So we destroyed the pirate. Oh, and our ship is the skimmer, which is this guy. That's what we look like. All right, so we just destroyed the pirate. All right, Cinderbeard gives us 3 fame points. You know what? I can't destroy the pirate yet. I'm not going to destroy the pirate. I need another point from skimming. I win the game if I destroy the pirate. That's how freaking well I'm doing. So the pirate's staying on. And so then he's going to move up and attack us, unfortunately. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12 in. He only needed to go 11, by the way. And then he's going to retreat 10 back to here. So we're going to keep our sellsword there so we can finish him off when we need those points to win the game. But I got to get one more sifting point to win. So we're going to have to deal with this guy attacking us. So he's going to roll 2 d12s, and I'm going to spend a point on my shield, like that. So let's see how bad this is going to be. That's a 7, and that's a 9. Oh my gosh, 15 damage. I'm only going to get to roll a d6. I did block 6 of it, but I have to take 9 damage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. I need to have a spot for one sifter. So I'm basically going to put damage on the shield. I'm going to put damage on this shield that I just used. I still have to put 2 more out. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to put it on the other shield, and then I'm going to have to put it on my engine. This is awful. Wow. You know what else I could have done is just not upgraded my ship. Let me think about this. You know what? I know it's reneging my turn a little bit, but I'm not going to upgrade my ship. We're going to stay with persistent memory. And I had the smarts to know to stay with persistent memory. There was no reason not to. And the reason is I would have checked to see that I'm going to score 3 victory points for destroying that pirate. So I'm going to stay with persistent memory, and that means I have 6,000 bucks still. It's a great ship, but we'll have to do it some other time. So persistent memory is still the ship in play, and I will take the 3 fame points for destroying the pirate, because that's the whole point. And I think we were set up like this. And so then I do have 6,000 bucks I could spend in another way. So the idea is then I won't get the fame point for upgrading my ship. So I would have gotten 1, 2, 3 like that. And we do have to draw an event. I do have 6,000 to spend. So I think I would spend 1,000 of it to get another Enviro shield, because that's important for what we're trying to do. And I would rearrange my ship to be like that, and then spend 1,000 more to get a GTS. And the GTS would go right here. Then I still have room for a sifter. Okay, man, it's just so much stuff going on, but we do destroy the pirate this time, though. And so this event goes away. And we're going to draw an event because we scored 3 points. If near is in play, at the end of each round, any player ships up to 1 sector away from near take D8 ice damage, blockable. Ships inside the kiln take no damage. And then this card goes away after 3 damage. So at the end of each round. So we are inside the kiln right now, so it won't impact us. So I'm going to put that there. And our sellsword is 1 sector or 2 sectors away, so it won't be damaged. Okay, and then we have to get another title out. Sell all cargo. I'm at a point now where I only need 1 more point to win the game, and it has to be a sifter point or I don't accomplish my mission. Okay, so I don't care about titles. I don't care about any other way to score points. So we did all that work. This did come out, right? The sifter thing. We destroyed the pirate. It is now our turn again. So we're going to come out here, and I have to get a lot of movement points here. So first action is we're going to use our engine, and I get to add +2, or actually +3. So that is now a 4. And we're gunning for this planet here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to use another action. Oh my gosh. We rolled a 1 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third action. There we go. And of course I didn't need the action. Actually, in fact, I was in range for the impulse, so I would have used my impulse. All right, so we're there. I have 1 more action because I used the impulse. So cardinal rule with solitaire gaming with Jeff is I sometimes take actions without thinking through. And then I will retract, and that's what just happened there. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. My apologies. Okay, so we're going to try to do a sifting deal. I do have Enviro Shield, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. And we just need 1. And I got a 14. So I didn't even need to use the Enviro Shield. So we just need 1. I have it, and now it's time to get home. So we only have 1 more engine we could use. So I rolled a 2. So that's going to be 3 points. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, like so. It does cost another point. No, I have 4 points because I get to add 3 to that. I actually have 5 points. So I just spent 3, and I'm going to take a chance that I'm going to appear there. I rolled a 7, and absolutely, there's a 19, there's an 18, and there's a 1. So I'm going to appear here. So it was 1, 2, 3. It's a 4th movement point to go there. And then my 5th movement point is right here. I'm not quite able to get there. Okay, so now my turn ended. So we're going to have to spawn. Oh, I forgot to roll for the NPC roll at the end of the last round. So let me do that real quick. Oh boy, I rolled a 16. And remember, I have to add 6 because of our thing. So that's a 22. And if you look at the card here, a 22 is 3 fame points. So they just scored 1, 2, 3, like so. All right, let's draw the tile. The tile has to go here, and we're going to match the shuffleboard. Oh, it's another gate. So we are getting super duper lucky. So this gate comes out, and if you take this gate and go between, you actually get another fame point, but I absolutely don't want to do that. My sellsword is just going to go 1, 2, 3. Actually, my sellsword's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like so. We no longer have to put a tile over there anymore. So I don't think there's going to be any more turns, though. Because even if I'm using my impulse, I'm going to make it. So let's just roll to see what kind of points the AI scores. And I rolled an 8, which means they're going to score 1 point. So they made it to 5. And guess who's going home? Even if I use an impulse drive. We just won this game quite easily, in fact. So we won the game quite easily. And and it's just from sifting the this. So we'll take the fame point, and that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got the archaeological expert. Once per game is in action, we may place our ship in the kiln. So we can, no matter where we are in the board, we could just go to the kiln. That is a very powerful action that could bail us out of some big time trouble or even help us win the game. So I'm very happy to get that one. And I'm also happy that we got a win. That's the big thing. We're starting to finally get out of the muck here. And I'm happy that we won solidly. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that they scored 3 victory points that last turn. And by the way, game ends immediately. They don't get to roll for their score this round. Okay, so what we're going to do, archaeological expert. And this time we win. And you can see here we won by 5 points. There was a 5-point difference. So we get actually a +5 to our score. And I'm sorry, so we lost 6 points because we lost the first 2 times. We got a +1, and now we got a +5. So we're back to 0 net points. So this is huge. We're finally off the schneid. Obviously, if we lose again, we're back to -3. But the good news is we can afford to lose again. And that's amazing. And remember, I was complaining about this campaign, and I was complaining about how hard it is. It is hard, folks. Don't get me wrong. We had the perfect planetary alignment, pun intended, on this particular scenario. And I think it is true. When you draw the tiles, you have to look at the tiles and assess it and say, oh, this would be the perfect time to try the archaeological expert. Now, let's be clear. Had this one not drawn, that guy right there, I would not be able to win this. I'd be sitting there waiting and pulling tiles to see if if a dead world would come out. I had to have 2 dead worlds come out in order to win this. And like I said, the planets aligned. And so we are going to take the +2,000 starting credits, which is huge. We're going to start with 4,000 credits now. So I do have to take care of some family stuff. I might be able to get another recording later tonight. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. And I'm so thrilled. We got a victory. And there's my son. The big thing was I had to not upgrade to that Tier 2 ship. So that Tier 2 ship is still available. We still have yet to use a Tier 2 ship in this game. But persistent memory is now off the list. We're not allowed to use it until we go through all the ships again. And persistent memory was a good choice for this particular mission. And that's it. We never even saw the scoundrel come out. And if it wasn't for the pirate, we would not have won so easily. But I probably would have just kept sifting or something and tried to score more points that way. Anyways, there was other ways to score points. The Tier 2 ship being one of them. So thank you for watching. Stay awesome.